This is Alan, and this is my 5 favorite things about my 718 Cayman S. So with this being almost 4 years of owning the car, I do think I'm pretty qualified to come up with 5 things that I really love about my car. So the first thing that I'd like to talk about is this GT steering wheel right here. Now, I know you guys might not be able to tell in this video, but the GT steering wheel is a little bit smaller than your standard steering wheel, and it makes a huge difference in the driving experience. I mean, the little steering wheel it just fits better. It just fits better in my hand. And not to mention just how this car handles. It's just fantastic. It feels so direct. I feel like I know what's going on the road. The steering feedback that I get in this car is phenomenal. I love it so much. It might not look that different to you, but if you ever get the chance to actually sit in a Cayman with a GT steering wheel, you'll immediately feel the difference. I mean, it's so much smaller, even though it doesn't look that different. When you grab onto the steering wheel, it feels a lot smaller, and I feel like I can just turn this car so much easier. Steering just feels so direct and just like precise, and honestly, it has to be one of my favorite options on this car is the GT steering wheel, for sure. So this leads us to our second. Now, my second favorite thing about this car is the PDK transmission. Honestly, about 99.9% of the time, it's in manual mode. See how I got it flicked over? So when you flick it over, you can actually control it with the paddles. So I can downshift, pull, right? And it's just so fast, and it shifts in an instant. And there's no such thing as a misshift, right? And I keep it in manual all the time. I'm still in full control of the car. You can still clutch kick the car. You pull in both paddles, and it's just the same as pushing in the clutch and dropping it. And you can still have all the fun you want. You can still have all the controls that you want over the gear shift by shifting this knob over, and you're in full manual mode. This car won't shift for you. But it does have a safety feature where it actually won't let you like lug the car. So if you're in like 5th gear going, so one safety feature that the PDK does have is that it won't let you like lug the car. So it won't let you stay in like 6th gear going 30 miles an hour. But like, still, besides that, you have full control over the car, and really, if anything, that's a good thing. It's saving you from just destroying your car. It's so fast, so smooth, and just, oh, it's so fast, and it sounds so good on the shifts. I mean, I couldn't ask for anything better. So, number 3 on the list has to be the sound of the car. Now this is a really controversial one, I know, right? A lot of you purists are gonna say, hey, this isn't the 6-cylinder that Porsche is known for. And you know what, you're right, it's not. But to me, it sounds fantastic. Some of you guys say that it sounds like a Subaru, which is not true at all if you actually sit in one and hear it. I mean, a Subaru has unequal length headers, and that's what gives it that rumble. And this car has equal length headers, so it really doesn't sound alike, except for the fact that they're both 4-cylinders. And honestly, to me, this is just music to my ears. I think this car sounds phenomenal, and you guys can form your own opinions, and I know that this is a lot to do with personal taste. But, I mean, this car does just sound amazing to me. I'm never playing music in the car. The exhaust is music in the car, you know? And I know that this is personal preference, but I got to put this at number 3, 4 on the list. So this car also has the valved exhaust system. So in sport mode, the valves are open, whereas I'll turn this off so you guys can actually certain RPM, the valves will open up and you can hear the car. But when you leave it in sport mode, I'll show you guys the difference here right now after we pass that car. So I don't know if you guys can pick that up on the microphone or not, but it sounds pretty different. And personally, I drive in sport mode. I mean, it's a habit. Every time I turn on the car, it's in sport mode. So, I mean, if the valves are very important to you, you know, yeah, you got it. Personally, I always just leave the valves open. I just love to hear the car because, like I said, I just love the sound of this car. Some people hate. And you know what? You'll never find haters that are doing better than you. So, in all honesty, I love the sound of my car. Number 4 on the list of things that I love about my car, and that is the 20-inch Carrera Wheels. Now, I know you guys can't see it right now, but I'll pull over somewhere in a second and I'll show you guys. These are the 20-inch Carrera Wheels that I was talking about. And so, really, this is an aesthetics thing. This really has nothing to do with performance. I really think it looks good. It just fills in the wheel well, and especially with the PASM, it drops the car a little bit, so it just fits the car a little better than the 19s that come stock on the car. And I think it's just a really good, tasteful option, and that's why I put it here as number 4 on the list. Number 5 on the list for you guys, this radar right here. Alright, now you guys might think it looks funny. I know you guys see a lot of radars that are down here mounted. I'll tell you guys what's so cool about this radar, okay? This radar is mirror mounted and actually tapped into the electronics up here, okay? So what that means is I don't have to have a wire coming all the way from the cigarette lighter in the glove box down here. Instead of having a wire hanging all down through the center of my car, the wire comes right from here, right up here. And I think it just looks cleaner. It makes the radar look non-intrusive, and it looks like it's actually just made to fit on the car. And the mount actually just hooks right onto